All right, let's talk rideshare versus food delivery. Which one's better in 2025? Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the RideShare Guy. And today we're going to be going over what is better. Is it going to be rideshare or is it going to be food delivery? And in this face-off, it's going to be a little bit different. Even though they are two separate different things, they are still very popular when it comes to the gig atmosphere, the gig arena, the gig platforms, and how you can make money. And of course, each of them have their pros, their cons, and it's going to be something that you're going to want to decide what's going to be better for you when you're out driving. Not only that, I'm also going to give you a couple of thoughts at the end on what you should really be focusing on, whether it's going to be food delivery, whether it's going to be rideshare, or whether it's going to be both. All right, so first off, just like we did our Uber versus Lyft video, let's get right into pay. Now, when it comes to rideshare or food delivery, there is a stark difference between how much you could potentially make when you're out on the road. Now, when it comes to rideshare, you're going to get paid more. We talked about $22, $23 about an hour on average when it comes to rideshare, and that's for the majority of places. And that's also according to a new report that came out from the 2025 gig report from Gridwise that was just posted about 2024. And so, yeah, about $22, $23. Now, when it comes to Uber Eats and Doordash driving, well, now you're looking at anywhere between $14, $16 on average. So you can see there is quite a bit of difference between the two. Now, keeping going on pay, let's talk about tips, because there is a huge difference between who gets tipped and who doesn't when it comes to rideshare versus food delivery. Now, when it comes to rideshare, about 20% or less actually tip. So that means for every 10 rides that you give, usually about 1 or 2 tip. Now, if you're a really good driver, if you're really personable, if you're really able to make it well for your passengers, well, that can actually go up higher. And we've seen some drivers be able to get about 30, 40% consistently. And that's damn good, especially when the average is about 10 to 20% in there. But when it comes to food delivery, that's a whole different platform. And that's a whole different tipping strategy. And so a lot more tips are on the platform when it comes to Uber Eats and DoorDash versus something like Uber and Lyft when it's regarding rideshare. All right, so let's talk about bonuses between rideshare and food delivery. Bonuses are going to be pretty much the same, but it's all going to be dependent on what the expectation is for customers and what the amount of drivers or food delivery drivers are going to be on the road. So they're going to play the bonuses and all of that accordingly. Now, when it comes to surge pricing and on-demand pricing and things like that, pricing dynamics, that again is going to be in the moment, real-time type of thing. And whether that is food versus a person, it is two completely different things. As I said, you do get paid more as a rideshare driver, but you do get tipped a lot more when it comes to being a food delivery driver. And it all depends on your preference. Are you extroverted? Are you introverted? Do you want to deal with people? Do you just want to deal with food? Do you want to deal with the nuances that people have, the customer service that you have to provide? There's a lot of things that go into rideshare that is much different than food delivery, because in food delivery, you're just going to the restaurant, you're picking up the food, you're taking the food to the drop-off point, which is the customer, and then you're going and rinsing and repeating. When it comes to rideshare, you're picking up a passenger, you got to deal with the passenger the entire time of the car, and then you finally get rid of them when you drop them off. Now, not all passengers are bad. Trust me, there's not a lot, but there are definitely going to be a few that are going to get under your skin, whether they're really drunk and they decide to throw up in your car. Remember, food does not do that. Food doesn't talk back. Food doesn't want to listen to something else than what you're listening to. Food doesn't want to, throw up in the car. But with that being said, how you place the food in your car, you really have to pay attention to, because food can spill and food is going to make a lot of mess. So even though people say a lot of the times that food doesn't talk back and food doesn't do this and that and the other thing, if you don't put it in the proper way and you come on a hard stop or something, that food's going to go all over the back seat or the front seat or wherever you have it, and that could be a big problem. So with that being said, it's all going to depend on really what you like and who you want to deal with. If you want to deal with passengers and you want to talk and you want to get to know other people, rideshare is definitely the way to go. If you don't want to talk to people, or if you're feeling like mad but you still want to go out there and make money or whatever it might be and you're just not personable, well then food delivery might be the option for you. So it's definitely a difference between the two there. Now, another thing, let's talk about demand. When is it going to be busy for food delivery? When is it going to be busy for rideshare? And there is a difference in time. They're both not equally the same around when it comes to being busy versus being slow. In fact, if you play your cards right, if you do rideshare and food delivery, you're going to benefit the most, because when it's busy for rideshare, it's usually slower for food delivery, and vice versa. It's usually slower for rideshare when it's busier for food delivery. So those are a couple of things. So if you're planning and positioning yourself properly, then you can position yourself to make a lot more money by maximizing what apps you're on. And that leads me into what I think you should be doing, if you should be doing food delivery or if you should be doing rideshare and not really commingling. I say, if you have the apps available in your area, sign up for every single one. Try them all out. See which one you like the best, because you might like food delivery and you might like rideshare. You want to make yourself available to any paying gig that's out there, because if you are waiting for a food order to come in, or if you're waiting for a person for a ride, you're not making any money. So the more apps that you have on, the more apps that you're working, it's going to be much better for you, because your utilization rate, which means the amount of time that you have a food or rider in the car, and you are getting paid for that. And if you're new to rideshare or food delivery, we do have a course available for both food delivery drivers and also rideshare drivers. So if you want to check that out, learn more, maximize your time, and maximize the amount of money that you can make during that time, make sure you check the link in the descriptions below for those courses. So in a nutshell, sign up for all the apps, whether it's food delivery, whether it's rideshare, whether it's delivery, courier delivery, whatever it might be, anything that could be available in your area, sign up for it, try it out, and see what ones you like the best, as well as what ones are busy when you are able to drive. But I want to know, what do you like? Do you like food delivery? Do you like rideshare? Were you a rideshare driver that switched to food delivery, or vice versa? What happened? Why? Comment below and let us know. And then with that being said, if you want to check out a really great video that Kian just did, it's the best gig apps of 2025. Make sure you check that video out. And also, if you want to see what the difference is between Uber and Lyft, make sure you check that video out. With that being said, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.